The great thing about Bear Lake is you can fish at the same spot in completely different ways and also go for completely different fish. Yeah, in yesterday's video, I was already fishing here and I was going for golden tench and amur. And today I'm standing in the exact same spot, but with really simple baits, basically just with feeders and the simple loop rig, and really just basic with a Nightcrawler for, well, also tench, but also for barbel. And even months ago, it worked pretty well here, that you could target barbel with a Nightcrawler at this water. And every now and then, you'd also get an albino barbel. And of course, we're happy to take those too. Of course, there's always a little catch to it, and that's the groundbait mix. In this case, I'm currently using the sturgeon groundbait mix, a mix that's actually put together and proven itself really well. For example, when fishing for Russian sturgeon at the Aktuba. We'll take a closer look at that in just a moment. It also tends to work quite well here at Bear Lake for barbel, and that's why I'm curious what else we'll get here. Maybe even another albino barbel, and yeah, whatever else might come along. Tench have also been biting already, so I'm also going a bit heavier. We'll take a closer look at the setup in just a second. This is how it's looking right now. 10 minutes at the spot, bam! First fish, a nice 3.4 kilo barbel. That was, by the way, in the morning hours. Barbels always work well, even in the morning. So if you're at the spot around 4 a.m., already throwing out your ground bait, casting your bait, and ready to go by 5 a.m. at the latest, then the barbels can go ahead and bite. Yeah, and a tench was there right in the morning too, but also a common carp. And yeah, now I'm curious how things will develop over the day, and especially how big the fish will be. Yeah, and speaking of size, that's why I'm here with a size 1-euro hook. We'll take a look at the next setup in a moment. 1-euro hook. Because if we're already using a natural bait, a bait that maybe has slightly less attraction power, or maybe doesn't draw in the really big fish like a big boilie would, then I at least want a big hook on it. So in this case, a bigger hook instead of a size 1 hook. And then I've got some dough on it down here, some potato, some cheese, or in this case, also a Nightcrawler. Yeah, and there are all sorts of other baits you can use too. So besides the Nightcrawler, we can also go in with honey dough. Honey dough actually works for barbel as well. In theory, you could also try leeches, and if you think, okay, I'll invest a bit of gold, then the larger larvae also tend to work really well. You see those regularly in the records, of course, but I usually fish without investing gold or doing a lot of digging. The mike larvae, you can also get those by digging. Ideally, you've invested some skill points into digging too, then it works. Otherwise, an important bait is also the wheat grain, definitely worth testing every now and then. And of course, also the cheese cube. So those are the key baits for fishing, especially though for barbel. Now we quickly need to get the feed off here. Cast out again. 17 meters out as always here at this spot. And then we're back at it, next 3 kilo barbel. Very nice. Just on the Nightcrawler, and out it goes again. Yeah, why PVA in this case? Because I've always got it prepared for sturgeon fishing, so I already have the matching ground bait mix. Otherwise, like I said in the last video, no matter which ground bait mix, the fish doesn't see that, the fish doesn't care. The main thing is, the ground bait is in the water. And if you can't make ground bait yet, then this might not be the right spot for you. Sure, you can stand here and give it a shot, but for serious fishing, especially for tench, especially for barbel, without the proper mix, it's just not a good idea. With a bit of luck, a fish might bite, but you'll also waste a crazy amount of time if you can't do it yet. Better to head back to Windenbach, and at Windenbach, fish with the regular worm, or actually with all the baits from your bait box. Go through everything, and in the meantime, earn silver, gain skill points, and level up your ground bait skill. And only then, start heading toward carp fishing. So let's take a quick look at the ground bait mix, how it's put together. Or actually, let's wait here a moment. Oh, something small. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it's slowly getting toward midday. Midday is usually kind of slow, and things will pick up again in the evening. So let's take a quick look at the ground bait mix. And of course, it's saved. Original sturgeon mix, rapeseed based. Then we add in the zebra mussel. Then chopped worms go in. Clay is definitely in there too. Dried krill is in it. And crab and mussel as aroma. And with this standard mix, you're always ideally equipped for sturgeon fishing. Yeah, that's it for the classic spot. So, off to the classic, the absolute classic. I'll link the playlist again at the end of the video, the carp fishing tutorial. If you want to become a bottom angler with the goal of fishing for carp later on, definitely check that out. Everything is explained step by step, how to go from bottom fishing to carp angling, and what's important. Yeah, 30 minutes are up. Midday wasn't that ideal, of course. So this is how it looks right now. Exactly 30 minutes here at the spot. Lots of barbels. Just on Nightcrawler. I haven't changed anything else. And yeah, there are always a few decent barbels mixed in, but the majority are on the smaller side with Nightcrawler. Yeah, and now I just hope that something still happens in the evening hours, and that we'll get some bigger barbels too. But like I said, that's totally normal. Still, you do get lucky now and then, and you can catch trophies even with the Nightcrawler. So that's absolutely possible. During the last events, like the anniversary events or Christmas events from RF4, whenever the task was catch a barbel, I'd regularly be standing here with a Nightcrawler because it just consistently works. And even in those events, I've already caught a barbel trophy twice during that phase, always with this classic sturgeon ground bait mix. So, I'll tighten the line again real quick, and then I'd say, let's go sell everything, and that'll be it for now. Because now I'm curious to see what will happen here in the evening hours and whether things will pick up again, and maybe even an albino barbel shows up. That'd be amazing, of course. All right, quick look into the cafe, or well, not the cafe, obviously, but the fish market. We don't exactly have a cafe out here at the far end of the world. All right, 130 silver you can still make. 30 minutes now at the spot. 130 silver, not bad. So, on to the next 30 minutes. I'll sell everything for now. Head back to the spot. Leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That really helps me out a lot. And then I'll see you in the next video. Until then, tight line.